I'm going to show you 3 ways you can animate text in Premiere Pro even if you don't know anything about text animation, or if you've ever done it. But first, we need to address the shirt. I'm a big fan, okay? So just get over it. I've been editing videos in Premiere Pro for about 10 years now, and I wish so badly someone would have told me about these 3 techniques when I first started, because I knew nothing about animation. But I knew that it was an essential skill that I needed to attain in order to get paying clients. So let's get into these 3 techniques, and by the way, technique number 3 is by far my most favorite and the one that I use the most often. Oh, and if you don't know what text animation is, it's simply just making your text move. Alright, so the first way is using your phone, and I have an iPhone, so we're going to be using that today. And if you have any, Android, computer, iPad, whatever it is, you just have to make sure that it can screen record, and then you'll be totally fine. I'll do a little quick screen recording of my phone, and then you'll be able to see what's on my phone here. So we're gonna hop in and make sure that our phone is in dark mode. So I'm just gonna do that really quickly, and then I'm gonna open up a notes page, and we'll just make a blank notes page, and then we're just gonna select the drawing tool, make sure that it's in white, and I'm just gonna go with one of these. I don't really know what this looks like. I don't like that one. So that's what's cool about this. You can select different things, right? So it helps if you have great penmanship, by the way. Mine's okay, but we'll just go for it really quick here. So I'm gonna write out cool. Whoa, that's terrible. I'm gonna turn my phone sideways. Cool. So we got cool. And then we'll just delete that. And then maybe I'll draw like an exclamation point. And kind of color it in a little bit. Okay, so we got that one. Now I'm just going to end this screen recording. Then I'm just going to airdrop this to my computer. By the way, airdrop is probably one of the best inventions known to mankind. So we'll just go find this recording in our downloads here, and we'll go to the spot where we've got the cool on there, where it looks good. I've tried a bunch of different ones and my handwriting sucks, so that one looks good. I'm going to drop that on the timeline. So first of all, we're going to change this to screen blend mode, and you can see that knocks out quite a bit. There could still be some stuff that you see on the screen here, and that's okay. We'll fix that. Or we can try a different blend mode like lighten. That one actually looks better right off the bat, so let's go with that one. And you can mess around with the different blend modes. And then we're just going to crop this. So we're going to crop the stuff out of it. You can also draw a mask around this stuff, right? And rotate it so it's looking good. And then you can see we have animated text on our timeline. And that looks pretty crappy because of the way that I wrote it out. But you can see, you get the idea, right? So you can go ahead and write any kind of words on there, and then if you want it to go faster, you can just change the timing of it. And it's kind of funky. I don't know why it did that, but I think it's because I was hesitating when I was writing, and I flipped my screen sideways. Maybe that had something to do with it, and I didn't lock the rotation. But anyway, you can see that's a good way to do it. So if you want to change the color of this, an easy way to do that is you just go to your effects and go to the tint, put it on there, and you can map the white to whatever color you want. So let's go with like red. So again, you can go through, turn this to whatever color you want. You can see through it a teeny tiny bit, but it's not terrible. And it's pretty awesome for like a quick and dirty animation. Let's use something else here. So we've got the cool. We've also got this exclamation point, which is kind of fun. So let's put that on there. And I'm going to speed that up to be like 400%. And we're going to put it above the cool. And then rotate it. Maybe scale it down a little bit. Oh, and we need to crop top that off. And yeah, there you go. Like that looks pretty, I mean, you can just use your imagination with this, right? By the way, if you wanted this to stay on screen longer, all you got to do is add a frame hold. I have a keyboard shortcut where I hit F and it adds a frame hold. And then if you wanted to animate this out, you could also duplicate these. Whoops. You could just duplicate these and then reverse the speed. And there you go. Then they animate out. Pretty cool. So animate in and then they animate out. Pretty dope. So the second way to animate text is to use keyframes. And what keyframes are is basically a set of data points that will take a text layer or a video layer, whatever it is, from one position to another. And so we'll use this example of a new text layer and we'll call this cool as well. And let's bold this so you guys can see it a little better. Scale it up. And then we're going to add the transform effect. And for right now, we're just going to use the position from the under the transform effect. So we're going to hit the keyframe on transform, and I'm going to start it lower, and then I wanted to kind of just like pop up a little bit, just like a nice easy animation. And that looks pretty lame, right? It looks like crappy animation. So we're going to right click this, temporal interpolation, Bezier. Basically what Bezier means is like it smooths the animation out a little bit. So you can say we're getting a little bit barely even any kind of smoother animation, but it converts these so you can smooth this out and make it snappy or ease it harder. So you can see that looks like way better already, right? And then you can do other things too. Like let's say you just want to, as this is animating up, you want to make it so it also fades in. So we can do this opacity one as well. And we can change the keyframes out a little bit. So it's kind of like popping on like that. Like that looks pretty good, right? So you can play with all kinds of different things. But that's basically the gist of how you animate text with a text layer and keyframes natively in Premiere. And the third and my most favorite way of animating text in Premiere Pro is using motion graphic templates, or mogurts. And what mogurts are is basically animations built in After Effects and then put into a file, packaged up, and made usable in Premiere Pro. Now, I've downloaded and used countless mogurts in my life, and some have been really great, but really only some, like a select few. I found that a lot of them just don't really match the style that I want, and they've never really just performed the way that I want them to. And so I kind of just started building my own and found a few that I really liked and I use over and over and over again. And so I've actually packaged those up and created my own motion graphic pack that you can purchase using the link in the video below. But I'm going to show you how I use them really quickly and how easy they are to use. And if you ever work with other editors too on a project, it's really handy to be able to hand them animations that are just consistent, that you are working with, they are working with, and then it keeps the video all just totally cohesive. So there's not like crappy animation on one part and like really good on another part. You can literally hand these motion graphic templates to a beginner editor and they are just super slick. So I built my own motion graphic templates that are a simple drag and drop on the timeline, and I actually included sound design, sounds that I recorded myself, I edited, and then I put into these motion graphic templates. So the sound design is already done, saving you even more time. So let's hop on the timeline and I'll show you how they work. It's really just a simple drag and drop. So let's say I wanted to replicate kind of this cool effect, and I made one, I pre-built one with my motion graphic templates, and I have it so you can change the text over here, and I have it default to Cool Vetica. We can use Montserrat. This is a very popular font. I can change the size of this. I can take off the drop shadow if I wanted to, or change the opacity of the drop shadow. I can make it all caps. And the animation's already done. I don't have to mess with keyframes or anything, and it's already done. And then there's sound effects built right in. So let's say I wanted to make this say cool again, since we're on this cool train. So we'll do cool, and then I'm just gonna move this over to this side and scale it up a little bit. And then maybe I wanted this to have something else animate in, like emphasize another word, right? So I'll add in the scale fill one. Where is it? Scale fill. This one is, I love this one. Maybe we want to use the word dope for this one. And this is super dope because it just scales in right in your face, and then it just kind of animates out. Cool. Dope. And then maybe we wanted something else too, like this Titan one. I really like this Titan one. I mean, literally, it's already done. You can see how it animates in, and then it just kind of disappears and animates out. Really, like, the easiest way I know how is to just use motion graphic templates. So there you have my motion graphic templates. Super easy to use. One thing I forgot to mention too on this screen recording was you can actually use that transform effect, and then if you want additional animation, you can use that transform effect to really move those around even more if you wanted to. So go ahead and play with that. Super, super fun. By the way, these motion graphic templates are on sale right now. I'll leave a link to those below in the description. Comes with a pack of 10 motion graphic templates, fully sound designed, animated, ready to go. And then it comes with some tutorials on how I use them in my client work, and best practices to use them. So super, super helpful. And that's it. That's my top 3 easiest ways that I know how to animate text in Premiere Pro. And if you've liked this video, please subscribe. Your support is very, very much appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one.